Take a moment to get settled. Just find your seats. You might let the eyes start to close. They might close completely, or you might just find a soft gaze. You start to welcome a more mindful breath in and out. Just let your awareness rest on the breath. As you invite the breath to slow down, the mind will slow down. Noticing what is happening in this moment. So even if the noticing is that the mind is not slowing down or you feel distracted or somewhere else, that's fine. Just become aware of it. And come back to your breath. You might notice sensations in the body or awareness of your space or sounds. Starting to welcome a little sense of stillness and ease. The next few breaths, we're going to intentionally breathe into a full belly. And breathe out, slow and soft, belly melts back towards the spine. Inhale, fill up through the belly. Find an expansion and a lift, take up space as you inhale. And as you exhale, slow and soft, find a little letting go, a little release. Two more just like that, being present where you are. Even letting yourself be with the pause after the exhale. The next breath in, roll the shoulders up to the ears, roll them back and melt them down as you exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, melt them down. Look over to the right, reach the chin closer to the shoulder. Take a nice full breath. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale there. Inhale over to the other side. Chin comes closer to the shoulder for a full breath. And we come back through center. Stretch the arms out and up with a big breath in. And as you breathe out, hands to the heart. Clasp your fingers, send the heel of the hands towards me, round your spine, tuck your chin. Nice full breath there. And reach the heels of the hands up towards the ceiling. Big breath. And as you exhale, gently release the hands. And we're going to bend the elbows and take the hands to the shoulders. I'm going to start with some circles, like you're drawing with the elbows on the walls by your side. And then let those circles grow a little bigger. And bigger still, bringing the elbows towards each other, behind you and in front of you. Now, of course, behind you, they're definitely not going to touch. In front of you, they may touch, but they may not. Just think about the shoulder blades expanding. Good. And wherever you are, pause there, take a breath. And we'll go in the opposite direction. You might start small. And then let them get bigger. And then again, elbows might touch or move towards touching. And really tune into the shoulder blades, spreading and coming together. When the elbows are in front of you, stay there. Reach those elbows together, tuck the chin, take a nice full breath. And then go ahead and reach the elbows out towards the ceiling. Reach them behind you, squeeze shoulder blades together, open the heart, lift the chin. And then just melt the hands down through center and let the the spine melt to neutral. Take a nice big breath in, big breath out, feel all that energy. We're gonna come to lay on our backs. So you might move your, whatever you're sitting on, onto your back in any way that feels comfortable and doable for you. When you get down on your back, let the knees bend, feet flat to the floor. Take a nice full breath in and out. We're going to take the hands down by your side. Lift the right arm up and over the head and straighten the left leg. Reach out the fingertips and the heel, take up space. Then really ground down through your torso. Pull the tummy in and bend that knee and bring the hands back down by your side. Same thing other side. Left arm reaches up and over, right leg goes long. Stretch it long. Stay rooted in the left knee or foot rather, and bring it all back in together. Good. One more time each side. Left leg long, right arm overhead. And exhale. Remember to stay grounded in your torso and with the opposite leg. Extend the right leg, left arm. And bring it back through center. Good. Left leg is going to go straight up towards the ceiling. We find some circles with the ankle. Moving the ankle, not from the hip, from the ankle. Feel it all the way throughout the leg, wherever you feel it. Point and flex the foot while you're moving that ankle. And then go in the opposite direction. Really ground through the torso. You might take the arms up and over the head, clasp them up above, let the shoulders and elbows rest down, only if that feels right for you. And then we're going to take that left leg out to the side. Let the right knee fall out to the side in the other direction to help keep you balanced. And just flex the left foot, press energy out that heel, take a couple breaths there, keep the low belly pulling in. Big inhale, big exhale. And pull the tummy in, bring those legs back together. And this time we cross the left ankle over the right knee or thigh. Let the left knee draw away from you. See how that feels? If you'd like, you can grab hold of the right thigh and bring it in towards your chest. And just take a few breaths, maybe rock and roll a little bit. Soften the jaw and the face. Three deep, full, unhurried breaths. Release the right foot to the floor, send the left foot straight up towards the ceiling, square the hips. And let's bring the left knee into the chest, grab hold of it with the hands, and the right leg goes on. Nice full breath here. Yeah. Bring the right knee into your chest as well and do a little rock and roll from side to side. And then we release the feet to the floor with bent knees. Big belly breath into the belly. Exhale, feel the support underneath you. Please extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot, start making some circles with the ankle. Tune inward, pointing and flexing as you circle. Feel all of the feels. And then going in the other direction. Flex the foot, Press energy out the heel. The leg, right leg is going to go out to the right as the left knee opens up to the left to help keep you centered and balanced. Press energy out that right heel. Nice full breaths. And then pull the tummy in, the legs back up through center. And we bend the right knee and place the ankle over the left thigh. Either stay there, let the knee fall away from you, or pull that left knee into the chest. A little rock and roll. A couple good breaths here. Good breath in, good breath out. Go ahead and release the left foot to the floor. Right leg goes straight up as you square off the hips. Right knee comes into the chest. Grab hold of that knee and the left leg might go long. Just full breath here. And both knees into the chest, a little rock and roll. And when you're ready, place the feet to the floor with bent knees. I'm going to inhale, stretch the arms over the head. As you exhale, pull the tummy in, press the low back into the floor, bring the knees to your chest, hands to the knees or the shins. Squeeze in. Inhale, extend arms overhead, feet to the floor. Remember to keep the core engaged. One more time like that. This time you might take the head up towards the knees, squeeze the low tummy in, and then feet to floor, hands overhead. The next few, you can do it just like either of those two, or you can make it a little more challenging. We'll all bring the hands to the knees or the shins, either squeeze the head up or don't. And then this time, maybe the feet go a little further away. We come back in, knees to chest, hands to knees, squeeze in, and then feet again land either right where they were or closer to the hips. Okay. And this time we squeeze in. If you'd like, the feet go long or to go right where they were. Just remember to stay connected to core. And pull it in, knees to hands, maybe head to knees. And again, maybe the legs go long or not. And squeeze the core, bring the knees into the chest. This time we roll from side to side. Hands to the knees, make some circles. Just massaging the low back, mid back. And we go in the other direction. Let's pause and center, hands behind the thighs. We're going to roll from front to back. You might kick the feet up in the air to get a little height. And then if you choose, you can roll all the way up or press yourself up to sitting. Just come to a simple seat. Face you. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the sitting bones ground down. Get full breath in and out. If you'd like to put a little blanket underneath your sitting bones, feel free. We'll be here just for a moment or two. And stretch the arms all the way up. Big inhale. As you exhale, twist right hand, left knee, left hand behind you. Look behind you. And then inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, other side. Look behind you. And then inhale, lengthen up through center. Good. Just flowing with this, letting your breath ground you. Moving gently, unhurried. Last one. And coming back through center. When you arrive, find cactus arms. Squeeze shoulder blades together, open the heart. Nice full breath here. Reach the fingertips out to the side, and then give yourself a hug. Left arm over right. You can either do a hug or do eagle arms. Squeeze to the center line, tuck the chin. Nice full breath here. Inhale, unwind the arms, stretch them wide, squeeze shoulder blades together, open the heart. And then we cross the other way, right over left, either a hug or eagle arms, squeeze to the center, lift and drop the chin. Nice full breath here. And gently unwind, reach the arms wide, squeeze shoulder blades together, open the heart. And then release the hands down, take a nice full breath in and out. Let's make our way to tabletop, hands and knees. When you get there, find a little cat cow. Take your time moving through your cat-cow. Inhale opens the heart. Exhale, round the spine. Press up through the belly button, up through the heart center. And then inhale, come to neutral spine. We're going to take the knees a little bit wider. Press back into child's pose. Let the space between the eyebrows rest to the earth or a blanket or a block. And take a few breaths into that area. Begin to walk the hands over to the left. Extend the right arm even further. And if you want, bend the left elbow, rest your head on the left forearm. Feel free to do that. Nice full breaths into the right side of the heart. Notice if there's gripping and try to release. Try to soften. Begin to unwind back through center for one breath in center. And then we start to walk the hands over to the other side, reach the left fingertips further away. You might bend the right elbow, rest the head on the forearm. And to unwind back through center. When you arrive in center, ground through the hands. Lift yourself up through tabletop. Walk the hands forward a little bit. Do 3 hip circles to each side. That can be big or small. And the other direction. Next time the shoulders are over the wrists, stay there. Keep pulling the low tummy in. Hips are in front of the knees here. Roll the shoulders back, bend the elbows slowly lower down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Root the pelvis and the tops of the feet down. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, baby cobra. Inhale, lift. Elbows and shoulders reaching back. Exhale, release. And one last one. Inhale, lift. Squeeze shoulders and elbows back. You might float the fingertips, but keep squeezing those elbows in by the ribs. Root down through the pelvis, tops of the feet, and even tuck the chin a little. One more breath here. Gently lower down. Stack your hands, rest on one cheek. Take a nice full breath in and out. Bend your knees, windshield wiper from side to side. Okay. Back through center, release the feet down. Take the hands under the shoulders. Let's curl the toes, press up through tabletop. And then lift the knees for plank. Press through the hands, press the heart up, so we're rounding the upper back a little bit. Another breath. And then hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Bend one knee, melt the other heel down. Find your breath, roll shoulders out of the ears. Yeah. Nice, full breath in, full breath out. Settling into your down dog, extend your left leg behind you and step it forward. Help it forward as it needs it. And as you root down, we're going to rise up, high lunge. Take your time coming up. Find your drishti when you arrive. Take a moment to settle in here. Back leg doesn't need to be straight. You can have a little bend if that's better in the low back today. Nice full breath. We're going to take the fingertips, open up the heart, squeeze shoulder blades towards each other. Maybe the gaze goes up. Keep the low tummy pulling in. And then those fingertips can point down behind you. Open up, another breath. We're going to round forward, reach the fingertips forward, round the spine. Take those fingertips up, we open up again. Take a breath. And then round forward, reach those fingertips forward. Stay there, another breath. And release the hands down to the ground. Step it all the way back, plank. Squeeze to the middle line. Press up behind the heart. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in your down dog, walking it out. Right leg lifts behind you. Step it forward. Walking it forward if it needs. Find your grounding. Stabilize and make your way up into high lunge. Take a moment, settle in, and get your strength and your stability. Get your drishti. As you're ready, reach the fingertips behind you. Open up the heart. Backs of the hands reach towards each other. The gaze goes up. Keep the low tummy engaged. Start to round off, reaching the fingertips forward. Okay. Reach the fingertips up. Open up. And round off, reach those fingertips forward. Stay here for a breath. And then reach the fingertips down to the ground, where we step it all the way back, plank. You can move through your vinyasa if you'd like. Wall meet and down dog. When you land in your down dog, there's no rush. When you get there, look to the front of the mat, walk the feet forward. Release the head, ground through the corners of the feet. Nice full breath. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive. Keep the low tummy pulling in as the glutes engage to lift you up. Hands to the heart. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sit back into chair. Reach the fingertips behind you, squeeze shoulder blades together, open up the heart. Nice full breath here. Press down, lift all the way up. And we swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Shoulders roll back. Exhale, forward fold. Take another breath here. Let the tailbone rise. The head release. You might even shake the head yes and no. Inhale, come up halfway one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the right leg. Take that back heel, draw it down to the earth. Warrior 2 feet footing. And we float all the way up. Settle into your warrior 2. You might take the feet wider. You might not. You do you. Wiggle the hips a little bit. Bring yourself more present into the posture. Nice full breath, grounding through the legs. Left forearm, left thigh, right arm sweeps up and over. Keep the core engaged. Ground through that outer edge of that right foot. Root down, float back through warrior 2 and reverse it. And we take it back to side. Of course, the forearm can be on the thigh here, or take it down to a block, or all the way down to the ground. I believe that's in your practice. And then we come back up through warrior 2, one last reverse. And we cartwheel down, back heel lifts. Step that left leg back for plank, squeeze to the middle line. Move through your vinyasa, your way. And you make your way into down dog. Extend your left leg behind you. And bring the knee to the nose, curl in. Leg goes back, three-legged dog. Step that left leg all the way forward. Help it forward if it needs it. As you arrive, drop the back knee down. Uncurl the toes. I'm going to pull the hips back, left toes straight, go up towards the sky as that left foot straightens. Great place to use blocks. Find some length in the spine if you can. Go ahead and take that left heel, ground it down and pull it back. Nice full breath, roll shoulders out of the ears, let the heart reach forward towards the toes. Big inhale, big exhale. Okay. Bend that left knee, foot roots down. Take the hands forward. You might come onto a low block with that right hand. Actually, take the hands to the floor or to low blocks. Let's curl the back toe, lift the back knee. Now you might ground the hand to a low block, the right hand. Left hand to left hip. Let's pull that hip back. Rotate the shoulder, come into a little twist. Maybe the left hand lifts up. We'll do 2 windmills. Fingertips reach to the back wall. Down to the floor. Heart goes down to the floor as well. And then reach those fingertips forward and up. And one more. Keep that left knee pulling in above the ankle. When the fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling, stay there. And then release that hand down to the ground. And we step it forward. Forward fold. Release the head. Take a few breaths. You might bend the knees a little more generously and clasp the elbows. Release the elbows, inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And reverse swan dive all the way up. And hands to the heart. Release the hands down by your side, Tadasana. Lots of action on one side. Take a few good breaths. Nice inhale, good exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Oops. Swan dive, forward fold. Step back with the left leg. Take a moment to settle in here. Left heel draws down to the earth as you make your way up into warrior two. Oh, let yourself settle in here. Maybe the feet go wider. Maybe they don't. Ground through all the corners of the feet. Relax the shoulders. Nice full breath. Beautiful. Forearm to thigh, left arm sweeps up and over the ear. Really ground through the left pinky side of the foot. Rooting down, the windmill up through warrior two, reverse it. Try to keep that right knee bent. Good. You come back around, side angle. Option to go deeper with the hand on a block or the floor. Ground through the legs, bring all the way up through warrior two and reverse it. Good. And we cartwheel down. All the way down and around. Back leg steps all the way back. Squeeze to plank. Vinyasa or no vinyasa? Good. When you find your way back into down dog, we'll extend the right leg behind. Knee to nose, pull in. Send that leg back. And step it all the way forward. Helping it forward as you need. Good. Gently release the back knee down to the floor. Uncurl the toes. I take hands to blocks here. Pull the hips back as you walk those blocks back and the right toes point up. Straightening the right leg, pull the right hip back by grounding through the right heel and sliding it back towards the back edge of the mat. A few breaths, find some length in the spine. Let the heart reach forward as the tailbone reaches back. Full breath. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, bend the front knee, foot flattens out. Walk the hands forward. You might come to low blocks or hands to the floor. We'll curl the toes under, the back toes, lift the back knee. Settle into that lunge. Left hand grounds down, right hand to the right hip, pull that hip back, and then open up the fingertips towards the ceiling if that feels good. Keep that right foot grounded and the knee pulling in towards the center line. And then we windmill the fingertips to the back wall, down to the floor, forward and up. And one more like that. When the fingertips are up in the air, open the heart, take a breath, and release the hand down to the ground. Okay. We'll go ahead and step it forward, forward fold. Shake the head out, let the knees have a nice bend, maybe clasp elbows. Release the elbows, inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up. And hands to the heart. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Sweep the arms to the sky. And take the left arm forward, the right arm back. Keep the hips squared forward. So that right hip's going to want to pull it towards the front. And another breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, come back through center. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Pull the left hip forward. Nice full breath. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, we sit back into chair. Float the fingertips behind you. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Pull the tummy in. Another breath. You might sit a little deeper, maybe not. Okay, ground down, sweep it all the way up. And we come through center, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the left leg, step back with the right leg, plank. Vinyasa or no vinyasa. We will all meet in child's pose. When you get to child's pose, just take 2 big breaths to the low back. Big exhales. Inhale, start to lift your torso all the way up to tabletop. And we're going to come forward with the hands and down onto the belly. Go ahead and make your way to Sphinx, forearms to the earth, shoulders roll back, tuck the chin a little bit, pull the low tummy in. Nice full breath here. Option to stay here or curl the toes and we'll work a little more strength and come into forearm plank. You can do this with the knees down as well, keep the hips lifted, or stay in Sphinx. Nice full breath. Pressing through the forearms to the earth. And we'll all lower the knees if they're not lowered, lower the hips if they're not lowered, roll the shoulders back, open the heart. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Elbows grow wider and wider. You come to rest on the opposite cheek than you normally would. Nice full breath here. Yeah. Bring the head back through center. We're going to take the hands down by your hips, palms face down. Head is centered to the floor. Inhale, lift the head a little bit. Lift the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and walk the fingertips towards the heels. Low tummy pulls in. Full breath here. Exhale, lower down. Bring the head back through center. We inhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders. Fingertips either walk to the heels or they lift up. And this time you might lift the legs as well. The chin tuck a little bit, squeeze shoulder blades together. Take a nice full breath. And sweep the arms around to the side, nice and wide. And lower down, rest on one cheek. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Okay. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Press up either through tabletop or through plank. And back into downward facing dog for 3 unhurried breaths. Left leg lifts. Stretch it long behind you. Bring the left knee to the right elbow. Pull in. Send the left leg back. And now step that left leg all the way forward. Flip it forward if it needs it. As you arrive, we'll take that right foot forward and out. Heel goes down. Warrior one footing. Bring yourself all the way up for warrior one. Ground through the feet. Nice full breath, stabilize. And keep those arms wide. You take the right arm over the left, eagle arms, or give yourself a hug. Squeeze to the middle line. Right pinky spirals towards the wall out in front of you. Lift the elbows, lift the fingers, tuck the chin gently. Nice full breath. Either stay here or start to hinge forward, elbows to the inside of that left knee, forearms towards the floor. Or take it a little deeper and let your gaze go to the wall behind you, fingertips towards the floor. Effort and ease. Breath. Try not to grip the toes. Ground down, lift all the way back up. Once you arrive, sweep the arms wide, big breath in. And as you breathe out, hands to the heart, we're going to shift forward and bring that right knee up. Find some balance here. Big inhale, big exhale. Gently release that right foot to the floor. Arms down, Tadasana. We sweep the left arm up, big inhale. Down, open up that whole left side body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, lift up. And we swan dive forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. So walk the fingertips forward a little bit. You could take hands on blocks if you'd like, or keep them on the floor, and extend the right leg up behind you. We're going to cross the midline with that right leg and take the right foot, the pinky edge of the foot, to the floor outside of that left foot. Lengthen through the spine. Take a nice full breath. Pull the left hip back. It's going to want to spiral forward. Another inhale, another exhale. Ground through the left leg. Start to bend it a little more. And then lift up, and that right leg comes up behind you, standing out. And we're going to float it down behind you for a low lunge. So you have to walk your hands back a little, most likely, and release that foot down. Let's step it all the way back. Plank. Vinyasa, no vinyasa, dog, child's pose, you do you. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Making your way back into downward facing dog as you're ready. When you're ready, we extend the right leg behind. Right knee to left elbow, pull in and up. Send it back. Step it all the way forward, helping it forward as it needs. I'm going to take that back foot, step it out and ground the heel. Warrior one legs. Float yourself all the way up to warrior one. Work the hips towards the front edge of the mat. Feet are hip distance. Nice full breath. Take the arms wide. Left arm over right. Eagle arms or a hug. Fingertips reach up. Tuck the chin. Nice full breath. Work the left pinky edge of the hand towards the wall out in front of you. Keep the low tummy pulling in. Either stay here or start to hinge from the hips, elbows to the inside of that right knee. Or go down further, send the gaze behind you. Nice strong breath, effort and ease. Start to lift yourself up if you hinged forward. And unwind the arms, sweep them nice and wide. Big breath in. And as you breathe out, release the hands to the heart. Ground through the right leg, the left leg lifts. Bring that knee to the chest. Find your drishti, find your balance. Nice full breath here. And the left leg comes down. Arms release. Tadasana. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, come through center, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Begin to walk the fingertips forward a little bit. Lengthen through the spine. Lift the left leg behind you. Nice standing L. And then we're going to cross the midline, bend both knees a little bit, and the pinky edge of the left foot comes to the floor to your right, outside of the right foot. Right hip wants to pull forward. Let's pull it back. Lengthen through the spine. Take a nice full breath here. All right. Ground down, a little bend in that standing right leg. Left leg lifts up behind you, standing L. And we walk the hands back. Left foot melts down for a low lunge. We ground all the way down to plank. Vinyasa or no vinyasa. Just full breath in, full breath out. Make your way into downward facing dog as you are ready. Send your left leg behind you. We're going to step that left leg forward to the outside of the left hand. Might bring your hands into center. Got a nice wide lunge here. Lengthen through the spine. Nice full breath. Bend the right knee, and we're going to springboard that right leg, maybe with a hop or two, forward, and make your way into Malasana. You always have the option to put a block underneath your hips if that's better. Just ground down, or stay up high if that's where your body's at. And then lift the heart, press through the outer edges of the feet to lift the pelvic floor. And maybe bring the hands to heart center. Let's take a nice full breath here. Ground down, lift all the way up to standing. Sweep the arms to the sky, toes point forward. On dive back down, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, take it all the way up. Bring your feet a little closer together, hip distance. Left hand forward, right arm back, sitting into chair, twisted chair. Nice full breath. Look down, make sure the knees are even. The opening is coming from the upper body. Good. Inhale, reach up, come back through center. Exhale, other side, right arm forward. Sit into chair. Nice full breath. Root down, lift up, come back through center. And swan dive, forward fold. Moving the hands, let's walk back to down dog. Feel free to move through vinyasa if you'd like. When you make your way into down dog, bend your knees generously, press the hips further back. Nice full breath. And we send the hips up into the sky, right leg lifts. We step that foot to the outside of the right hand. Bend the left knee, step that one to the outside of the left hand, and we come back into Malasana. Lengthen through the spine. Lift the heart. Maybe the hands come to heart center. Ground through the feet. Press down through the outer edges of the feet to lift the heart and the pelvic floor. All right, let's take the right hand to the floor outside. Left arm maybe lifts the sky. Big breath in and out. Either stay there or feel free to move towards a bind with the hands behind the back. You may or may not reach, and that's okay. Just keep that shoulder rolling open. Let's spread the wings and come back through center. Beautiful. When you come to center, take both hands forward, round the spine. Nice big breath. And we lift the heart, come back up. Almost done. Let's take those left fingertips to the side, right arm up. Open up. Maybe you find a bind. Full breath. And spread the wings nice and wide. Hands come down through center, hands to the heart. And ground down, hands to the floor, lift the hips, toes point forward. Shake the head, yes and no. You need to bend the knees, find your glutes, pull the core in, roll up slowly. When you arrive, roll the shoulders. Step the feet a little closer together. Big inhale. Big exhale. Take a moment to feel feet. Notice if the head wants to come into the picture. Try to slow down your breath. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Begin to bend the knees, keep bending the knees till you come all the way down to the ground. When you get there, go ahead and straighten the legs. Pull the flesh out from underneath. Feel free to sit on something if that supports your low back. Dandasana, lengthen up through the spine, flex the feet. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Please bend your right knee. Take the left hand to the right knee, and the right arm sweeps forward and up, and then we open the heart, reach the fingertips to the wall behind you, and then down to the floor. Big inhale, sit up taller, exhale, maybe melt a little deeper into the twist. Soften your jaw. Big breath in and out. Another couple breaths here. On the next inhale, find that length. Reach your right fingertips to the wall behind you. Take them up towards the ceiling. Spiral back around through center. And just let that right knee fall down to the side. Fold the foot to the inner thigh, knee, or calf. And then lengthen up through the spine. Let's take the hands behind. I want you to make sure that your left hip is pulled back. So your hip points are shooting forward. And we're not going diagonal here. Shoulder blades squeeze together, heart lifts, flex that left foot. Nice full breath. Feel free to stay just like this or walk the hands forward, hinging from the hips. And letting yourself settle in. Notice if there's gripping, invite someone to go. You might turn the head from side to side, smoothing the neck. Feel a little release with every exhale. You drew your hands down, slowly lift up. The time engaged as you lift, roll the shoulders when you do arrive. Invite that knee up and then straighten the leg. We find Dandasana. Pull everything back to the middle line. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Bend the left knee, sorry. Right hand to the knee, left arm sweeps up. Then we open up, reaching the fingertips to the wall behind you. Keep pulling the knee towards the midline. Fingertips land down. Flex your right foot. Take a few breaths. And a full breath in and out, settling here. Let the left fingertips reach for the wall behind you and up. And we spiral back around through center. And as you arrive, let the knee drop down. Slow the foot to the inner thigh or knee. Pull that right hip back. The flesh. Let the hip points shine forward towards your right foot. Take the hands behind you, squeeze shoulder blades together, lift forward. Nice full breath here. Feel free to stay here or start to walk the hands forward. Hinging forward, heart reaching towards the toes, not the chin. The head is relaxed. Taking a few breaths and letting yourself melt in at your own pace. Release any gripping. Nice full breaths. Yeah, a little neck circle is welcome. Or maybe stillness feels better for you. You can always prop your head on a block if it reaches. Full breath. Hands ground down, slowly lifting yourself up. Release the shoulders up and back as you arrive. Bring the knee forward. Release the legs down. Lengthen through the spine. Nice full breath in, full breath out. You reach the arms all the way forward. You might take a block with you. And lower one vertebra at a time. We'll come down as fast as possible using your elbows. If that serves you better today. Once you make your way all the way down to the ground, take a nice full breath, take up a little space. It's not time for Shavasana just yet, almost there. Just feel the support of Mother Earth. And bend the knees, take the feet to the floor, hip distance. Hands by your side. We're just going to move through some bridge. If you want to do it with the arms, you can follow along with me. If not, just keep the arms down by your side. Ground through the feet. Squeeze the glutes, start to lift the hips. Arms come up towards the ceiling and over the head as the hips rise. And then as you're ready, engage the core. Fingertips go towards the ceiling and then towards the floor as the hips lower down. Hips and hands land at the same time. Just move through a few more at your own pace. Use your glutes to lift, nice and stable. Use your core to lower, one vertebra at a time. Hands and hips land at the same time. Make sure there's space between your chin and your chest. Try not to grip and lock the jaw. And 2 more on your own. There's no rush, but when the hips land on the ground and the hands by their side, just take a nice big belly breath. Might take the feet wide, as wide as the mat. Take the arms up and over the head if that feels good to you today, clasping elbows. And also find a wide V or keep hands down by your hips. And just windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Option to hang out with the knees to the right. If that feels good to you, you can take the right foot on top of the left knee to come in a little deeper with gravity. If this doesn't feel good, feel free to bring the knees up to the chest and roll the knees over to the right like a more traditional twist. That's where I'm going to go today with my block between my knees, and then let the arms come wide. So whichever serves you best, only you know. Feel free to try different ones and then make a choice. Remembering arms don't have to be shoulder height, they can be lower if that feels better. And a good breath or 2. If you have your right foot on top of your left knee, release it. And then we'll all fire up our cores, bring the knees back up through center, either rock and roll or windshield wiper. And then we let the knees go down to the left. So whichever version works best for you today. You find your breath. If you had the feet wide on the mat and the knees went over to the left, you can place that left foot on top of the right knee to drop in deeper. As you're ready, release that left foot from the knee if it is attached. Hold from the core to bring the knees up through center. Or windshield wiper or rock and roll. Now let's let the feet come to the floor hip distance. Take a nice big belly breath here. And then you might choose to lift the hips, place the block on the lowest setting underneath the sacrum. And just for today, see how this feels. It might feel different than it does other times. And take a nice full belly breath. You might hang out here, check in with the shoulder blades, make sure they're relaxed down the back. Or if you'd like, the knees can hover above the hips, or feet can hover above the knees. Wherever you land, this is about letting go. So if it takes a lot of work, then maybe drop down a level. It really doesn't matter where you are, just either fully be with your breath. If your feet are in the air, very mindfully lower the feet to the floor with bent knees. And we'll ground down through the feet, squeeze the glutes a little bit to lift the hips. Move the block aside, keep those hips lifted, and then lower down one vertebra at a time. Take your time. Moving with intention. And when the hips land, take a nice full breath in and out. Knees wide, excuse me, knees wide for happy baby. Having the outer edges of the feet or the ankles or behind the thighs. Rolling from side to side or stretching the legs straight or not. Being in stillness. If you want to stay a little longer, feel free. Otherwise, let the soles of the feet come towards each other. Hands to the knees, pull the knees in. And we pull the heart and head up towards the knees. Squeeze the core. Big hug for yourself. And release everything. Force your. Give yourself what you need. The low back still hurts. You can put something under the knees or even find constructive rest by taking the feet wide and letting the knees knock in towards each other. Not comfortable for everybody, but an option. And then just stretch the arms out wide. Welcome a nice, full, intentional breath in and out. And choose to let go and let be. And just let yourself be held and supported here. Effortless. Ease. Simplicity. without changing anything. Just become aware. Aware of your body, your breath, your space. Even aware of the mind is thinking or reacting. Feel the body receive the breath and let it go. Just notice what else surfaces for you here. If there's anything that you're feeling or experiencing, honor it. Begin to welcome a fuller breath in, more intentional breath out. As you breathe in, fill up deep to the belly, let that lift and expand throughout the whole body. And exhale, letting yourself be reminded that you're held and supported by Mother. Taking another full mindful breath in and out. Start to find some movement. You might start to wiggle fingers and toes. And stretch the arms, stretch the legs. Take a nice full body stretch. Your knees might come into the chest. You roll a little from side to side, eventually falling over to one side. And just resting your bottom arm under the head. And then grounding that top hand to the earth and gently guiding yourself upright to find a seat. Just finding that longer, taller spine. Staying connected and aware of each present moment as it unfolds. Please bring your palms together in front of the heart. Let the heart reach up towards the thumbs, and we'll take a nice cleansing breath together to close our practice. Let's have some intention as we breathe in, gather the goodness from our practice, and as we breathe out, we share some of it out into the community. Big full inhale. Big full exhale. And from this place, we unite and connect as one. Going down. Namaste.